You're back with another one. This time we got Best New Magic Anime with an OP main character in 2022. Uh, this is not a request. This is by Animeology though, and shouldn't read that. I shouldn't read that because I know it's going to have some spoilers for who's on this list. Let's get it.
Be a handful of magic anime for the
Should like the video, comment, subscribe if I didn't say
fanatics
that.
that just don't get tired of these shows.
Time to show you the last Sprint Magic lecture, actually. Lesson 1.
Throw in an all-powerful main character in the mix, and no matter how bad or good the show is, magic anime just tend to steal the spotlight every once in a while. Welcome to
Yes,
Animeology,
facts.
and today we bring you the best new magic anime with an overpowered main character in 2022.
Now with this channel, Animeology, you always got to throw like a little grain of salt. You got to take a little grain of salt of it because it's like not everything they say is true on this channel. They might be reaching sometimes to make the quota. Like sometimes it'd be like, since it's like best new magic anime, there's probably something from like 2018 in here, but they're saying new because like a new season came out or something like that. So got to take it with a grain of salt on this channel. Multiple times it's been like, bro, that's a reach.
Number 10, The Dawn of the New Witch.
I need a mouse pad. This is very annoying.
Starting off the list is The Dawn of the Witch, which you might want to check out simply for how it treats the whole pretend weak MC tone. The story is set in a magical world with magical academies, mages training to be stronger, and all that stuff. Our protagonist Sable attends the Royal Magical Academy but has the worst grade in the entire school, and he doesn't even have any memories of life before joining the academy. Due to his condition of what I think is amnesia or something like that, the headmaster appoints him to a special training regimen along with Dawn Witch and a couple of other mages. The team is tasked to make a witch settlement in an anti-witch region, which seems like an impossible task, but is made quite possible due to Sable's infinite supply of magic power. Number 9, I'm Quitting Heroing. This show is a very unique anime that incorporates smart tweaks and twists into the basic layout of what a fantasy world should look like in an anime. After Demon Queen Echidna starts to terrorize and conquer the humans, it's up to hero Leo Demonheart to put an end to her tyranny.
I'm not gonna lie. He said echidna. I immediately thought of Knuckles. So I'm thinking of Knuckles the echidna, red Knuckles the echidna in a dress with a staff and a crown being all royal and stuff with her little knuckle knuckle spikes on her gloves and stuff.
Acts. While Leo does manage to put an end as he was expected to, the feedback he got from the humans was quite unexpected. Instead of praising him for his act of bravery and heroism, they start to berate him for his overwhelming power as they fear that nothing is stopping him from doing what Echidna just attempted. This leads to Leo getting banished from his kingdom, which deeply affects his morality as he questions the point of being a hero and decides to quit. Upon hearing that Echidna is yet again attempting to revive her plans, Leo, the once brave hero, makes a decision to join the Demon Queen on her charade instead of trying to oppose her.
Honestly, I'd be like, you know what? What y'all did it to yourselves, all right? Y'all did it to yourself. Why I would save your life, and you're gonna be like, you're just as bad as the person you just saved me from. What? Just because I can beat her, don't mean that I'm, like I might watch this just to see them get what they deserve.
Number 8, The Devil is a Part-Timer, Season
And that's
2.
what I'm talking about, right there. That's what I'm talking about. It's like, yeah, technically it's a new anime, but it's also a season 2, so it's like
seasonal anime is finally here.
this came out in
The
like
Devil
what
is a Part-Timer
2016.
is set to immediately follow the events of the first season. Before I go on any further, I'd like to give out a massive spoiler alert.
When does this
And with
come
that out, we continue on by looking at the final events of the first season. The story of Demon Lord who teleported to modern Japan and started working as a part-timer with the name Sadao ended with him realizing that his own ally was trying to betray and kill him for personal gains. While Sadao and the team successfully managed to defeat Lucifer and Oliver Meyer, you can expect a lot of other betrayals and entanglements in the coming season. After a 9-year gap, there is certainly a lot in store for the audiences.
I'm not gonna lie, I forgot which one Lucifer was. Wasn't Lucifer the gamer? I thought didn't Lucifer like wasn't he's like going to betray him, but then he was like, I actually do like this life of like I do like this life of being a gamer. I don't really got to do nothing, so I think I'm gonna stick with Sato.
in terms of visuals as well as the story. Number 7, The Executioner and Her Way of Life. Coming in at number 7 is an anime that I don't know how I was able to wrap my head around the plot of this one, since it tries too hard to be a little deceiving at times. The Executioner and Her Way of Life is an isekai that doesn't really try hard to be one. The story centers around Muto Mitsuki, a regular student who is summoned to a different realm where he meets a priestess named Minnow, who tells him that outlanders like Muto are known as the Ancient Lost Ones and have something called special concepts. Upon hearing this, Muto thinks of himself as a big deal and starts celebrating, right until the moment the story completely switches gears and now focuses on the actual main character Minnow, who kills Muto and makes her intentions of eliminating the Lost Ones pretty clear.
Oh dang, okay.
Number 6, The Strongest Sage with the Weakest Crest. In a world where mages are literally born with the class or the type of magical abilities they will be using, a crest is what determines what path they will be taking as a sage. Sage is a substitute word for a mage in this anime, so no need to rush the comment section with the "he mistook mage for sage" comments. Gaius, who was born with the crest specializing in the creation, masters everything there is to know about this form of magic to a point where he is called the strongest sage in the world. However, this reputation is not satisfactory for Gaius, who yearns for magical powers that give him overwhelming strength in close combat. In order to achieve his goal, Gaius reincarnates thousands of years into the future and finally receives the crest that would allow him powers in close combat. However, he realizes that he is no longer as strong as he was before, and the crest he got is the weakest among the 4 crests given to mages. Number 5, The Demon Girl Next Door Season 2.
Yep, another season 2. Oh, Lexi, what is that smell? Why are you?
Still an ongoing anime,
What are
which
you
is
doing?
also a sequel to Demon Girl Next Door 1, which came out back in 2019. This anime is
Yeah, you
still
stink, you
exploring
did
the
bad.
extent of the main character's abilities and stories, which is why calling her overpowered might be a bit off the mark, but it's still a great watch. The story follows Yuko Yoshida, who one day wakes up with demon horns and tails, as her family reveals that she's a descendant of the Dark Clan, who is cursed to be hated by their arch nemesis, the Light Clan.
I was about it. I was going to make a joke saying, "Oh, the Light Clan." No, bro, that was so simple. Like you could have thought of something else. I thought he was going to say a name. I literally was about to be like, "Watch, he's about to say the Light Clan." Bro, that.
In order to lift this curse, Yuko has to exterminate a specific magical girl, who just happens to save her from a life or death situation. Yuko, who now trains under the much stronger savior, has to make a difficult decision as she trains with the person she is tasked to defeat. Number 4, Skeleton Knight in Another World. No, this is not Overlord.
I think I've heard of this
and
before.
For anyone trolling this anime to be an Overlord ripoff, you should definitely watch it once and prove yourself wrong. Skeleton Knight in Another World is an anime that pretty much sums itself up in the title. The overall plot is that of a basic isekai, but the moral upbringing this anime offers is quite unique.
Oh yeah, I remember this now. It came across as literally a reverse Overworld. It was like instead of being the bad guy, overpowered, he's just the good guy. Like that's literally what it came across. Now I remember.
Agnes is a gamer who sleeps while playing a game and wakes up to find himself inside the game world, only for him to realize that he was teleported into the game as a literal walking, talking skeleton. While Ark, the protagonist, is born into this game world with crazy buffs, armors, and weapons, his real struggle is to find a place to belong and find a definition of what he is and where his place in this new world is. Number 3, The Rising of the Shield Hero, Season 2.
Okay.
I mean, can you blame me for this? Can you? This was probably the most anticipated fantasy anime for spring 2022, given that Season 1 was such a banger. I'm pretty sure that most of you guys have watched Season 1 and know about the events that took place, so I will directly try and sum up what has been happening in Season 2. Season 2 is loosely still following the same formula as Season 1, where they're attempting to make Naofumi seem like an underdog, but it hasn't worked quite as well as Season 1 did. However, there are still a handful of episodes left to air, and the development so far has been good enough to set up a huge twist or the next major turning point that will definitely get this anime back to its former glory. And Raptalia is still just as cute, so there's that
Okay.
to look forward to. Number 2, the greatest demon lord is reborn as a typical nobody.
What kind of title? That's the longest title I ever heard in my life. And I thought the
Another
time I
anime that-
reincarnated to a slime was a long title. That man, what did he say? That man said everything, bro.
His demon lord is reborn as a typical nobody.
The greatest demon lord is reborn as a typical nobody. Bro, that was a mouthful. That was a mouthful to say.
Another anime that pretty much sums up itself in the title, The Greatest Demon Lord is Reborn as a Typical Nobody, is a story about exactly what
It's,
the
and he
title
just
says.
says the whole
A
thing
demon lord
again. Like, bro,
is
just
reborn as a typical.
shorten it, bro. Just shorten it. Just say the greatest demon lord. I'll know that show as the greatest
Nobody,
demon lord after you
except
just
his
said it.
reborn process doesn't exactly go as planned. Demon Lord Varvatos has a rather bleak perception of life, as his insanely overwhelming powers makes things too easy for him. Being able to do just about anything and defeat just about anyone makes Varvatos think that life really is pointless if everything is achievable so effortlessly. This makes Varvatos want to experience life in a more fulfilling and trying manner, so he decides to reincarnate. Except he reincarnates into a modern world, and unlike in his previous life, he fixes his magical prowess to be perfectly average, so that he can live life while putting some amount of effort to make things happen. His ultimate plans immediately backfires as he realizes that this new world and the people that inhabit it have very weak magical powers, so an average mage like Varvatos is yet again considered to be overpowered. Number 1.
He really
Overlord
nerfed
Season-
himself. Season 4, God. He really nerfed himself to just so he can have a little effort and it still didn't work. Like, bro, imagine if he was at your true strength. At some point of this show, he's got to go back to his true strength and then like body everybody. And everyone's going to be like, bro, how are we beating him? He's like, exactly, you're not beating me. Like, somebody got to disrespect him so majorly, and he's like, you know what? It's time.
Season 4. If you didn't guess this entry from the title of today's video, then I guess it proves the fact that a new Overlord season was long overdue. Overlord has been
I was
arguably
just
the best
expecting
anime in
there
terms
to
of
be
handling an
all
overpowered main
completely- what?
character. Some
I was
might
expecting
argue
it to
that
be, like,
Tensuda is better,
completely
and it might
new
be too,
series.
because
That's
Rinru
why.
is objectively a much better protagonist compared to Ainz. However, Overlord does everything else in such a convincing manner. The side characters, the overall aim of Ainz, and the world building that this anime has managed to offer are remarkable and worthy of notes. You end up guessing that with all the powers Ainz has obtained and all the glory and reputation he's achieved in this new world, there wouldn't be much to add to the story beyond the cause, and that would make no sense. But the writers somehow make it work. Season 4 of Overlord is likely to near the end of the series, or at least be a pathway to the end, so we can expect to see a lot of secrets unfolding.
That's literally what I was about to ask. Was that it? Yeah, that's literally what I was about to ask. I was like, how are they even keep going with this show? Like, how do you make it interesting? Somebody who's super strong, overpowered everybody, doesn't matter what. He's just like, hey, bro, I'm the one. I'm the one. I'm that guy. How do you stretch it out for 4 seasons? But I hope y'all enjoy. Actually, let me look at some comments to see what y'all talking about. Listen, both Rimuru and Ainz, hidden objectives, the strategies, fight scenes, OP abilities. I like it all. Rimuru was not on this. Yeah. Wait, you got the sage with the weakest crest story wrong. Dude reincarnates purely to get that crest as it is the most powerful. However, when he gets it, the world's convinced that the crest is for the weakest, making them subclass. You're actually wrong. He didn't reincarnate to get the crest specifically. Dang. What is the show about then? Multiple people don't know? Okay. Reincarnated Slime Search, good anime. Looking for the OP. Yeah. Wait, was Reincarnated not on this list? Am I tripping? Because that's the second time somebody like was I just not paying attention? It was not. Like, why are people talking about it in the comments? I guess it's just one of the ones that they're just like, oh, okay, here it is. I guess that's one of the ones they were just like, oh, yeah, that should have been on the list too. But I hope y'all enjoy it. Make sure y'all like the video, comment, subscribe. I'm out. Bye.